My Chemical Romance is getting kind of cooked on Twitter, but basically what's happening is My Chemical Romance announced this tour, the Black Parade 2026. And of course, everybody's aware this is My Chemical Romance's like most popular album. Like, I feel like people would foam out the mouth and decapitate each other just to see them play this fucking album in full. You know what I mean? The issue comes with this tweet right here. If you're reselling a ticket for $19,000, I better get a fucking meet and greet with the band where they play MCR 5 and my seat better be on stage, dude. This is absolutely insane. Like, I don't think I've ever seen ticket prices this expensive. $19,000 to be like in front of the stage. I have never seen this amount of money in my bank account. For 19K, I better get spit roasted by the band. For 19K, I better get bukkakied. I better get pregnant with Gerard's child afterwards. Okay? Simon, you paid 30K to be ringside at WrestleMania. Are you trolling? Brother, gift some subs or something. What? I only did it once just to say been there, done that. What do you do for a living, brother? And are they hiring? My Chemical Romance fans are sharing their discontent online with ticket prices for the upcoming The Black Parade tour. Prices range from the hundreds and to thousands of dollar range depending on seating location. A reminder of what Live Nation CEO said last week. Oh my God, yes. Is it safe to say that we all watch Moist Critical? I'm not going to break down everything with what happened last week, but the Live Nation CEO literally said, like, actually, I could read it right here. In sports, it's like a badge of honor to spend 70 grand for a Knicks courtside seat. That was him defending, like, absurd ticket prices. What does he want the prices to be, 15K? Basically, he's saying, like, why isn't it the same bar with sports and, like, music entertainment? 70K to see people throw balls, outrageous. Yeah. Like, hold on. Let me look this up. Now, keep in mind, like, I'm sure it's more expensive when they're bigger games, right? Like, if it's like the fucking WrestleMania of NBA happens, I'm sure all of these prices are quadrupled. But courtside here is 7.5K. Then it looks like the cheapest is $104. Sports is different as a promoter, has to pay both teams and the massive staff for the stadium. The stadium itself, those sports stadiums are hella expensive to maintain. Well, I mean, if you're playing like, let's say Madison Square Garden, because keep in mind, the CEO of Live Nation, I'm sure he's like referring to like the Beyoncés of the world. Top tier celebrity artists. I don't think he means we should be charging $1,000 to see Neck Deep. I agree, where it's like, yeah, for a concert, excuse me, to pay like 5 people in a band. Well, here's the thing though, if we're talking about the Beyoncés of the world, right, we do have to think about the stage presence, like the big shit they put on and off stage, and there is a team that does that, and someone like Beyonce has like a bunch of dancers and shit like that. Bands can have a lot of backstage crew. In fairness, if there's live instruments, they need techs and stage managers. Yeah, okay, like realistically, is it comparable to like watching a band versus watching like a basketball game? By the way, I'm not defending like high ticket prices for shows. I think all of this shit is too expensive. Like, hey, I'm saying that everything should go down. Why are people paying like $1,000, $7,000 for a fucking sport? Like, I'm not saying that like CEO of Live Nation is justified. I'm saying the opposite. I'm sure the tickets are this expensive, not because this was like the set price from Live Nation or the band. I think the reason why the tickets are this expensive is literally because of scalpers. Like, I'm pretty sure people immediately bought all the tickets and it's like they immediately put it on resale. Like, I don't think Live Nation like set these tickets like this expensive immediately. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but I don't think that's the case. Let's see, Flushing, New York tickets. All right, so it seems like there are tickets right now. This is My Chemical Romance for the Queen's show. It looks like the Queen's tickets, the cheapest are $200, and then the best seats could go upwards to $859. And keep in mind, this is before taxes, which still expensive, but I don't see no $19,000 fucking seat. I'm also thinking there's more to sports games too, in terms of celebrity appearances. For example, if I buy a ticket to an NBA game, I can see Travis Scott's. But the thing is, that's not an attraction, right? That's not like an attraction to a sports game. Like, you're paying money to see the sport, not the celebrities that like might not even be there. That's not really a selling point for sports. I'm not understand, like, Moist Critical, when he mentioned it in his video, he said like that's a stupid thing to compare like music to sports, but he didn't elaborate on why. Because again, I think the CEO of Live Nation was cooking in a way of like, why do people like flex how much they spend for a fucking sport rather than versus like seeing a band or musician live, right? Because like obviously specific players are going to rotate in and out of these teams, but you can always see the Knicks till the Knicks like doesn't exist anymore, which is going to be like hundreds of years probably, right? Versus like My Chemical Romance, they're going to die at some point, and it's kind of like, this is a band you probably want to see before you can't. I don't care. I'm not paying more than $50 for a ticket ever. Dude, same, Gerald. I think shows are important, obviously, right? Because you got to support your favorite artist, your favorite band. But when I say that, I think more for like the smaller guys. Not to say that we shouldn't be buying My Chemical Romance tickets, right? Because like if they're your favorite band, fucking see them. Yes, support them, right? But like I'd rather spend like 15-20 bucks to a shitty little local show where I can actually meet people, meet the band, and like just be rowdy versus like sitting down in a seat. If I go to a show, I hate seats. I really do. Like I want to be in the fucking crowd. I don't want to be sitting down. Like there is a point where, for example, My Chemical Romance, it is a show. They have a lot of like shit going on stage. They have a big stage presence. There's like this, that, and the third going on, right? So like the crowd isn't really the selling point for that. I paid $125 for Not Fest. Okay, but here's the thing though. Festivals are 100% different. Some people are too old to mosh. Hey, speak for yourself. Hey! Still in my 20s here. And you can tell by the moves. All right? Or they can't afford the mosh pit tickets, so they settle for seats. Yeah, see, I did that when I saw A Day to Remember in Blink in Brooklyn. I saw A Day to Remember. It was A Day to Remember, Blink, and All Time Low, I believe it was, in Brooklyn. Yeah, it was so expensive to actually be in the pit, so I had to like just buy whatever seats. And that was the one and only time I bought seat tickets, and I'm like, never again. I was watching A Day to Remember, especially everyone goes stupid for Second Sucks, right? Because that's like one of their heavier songs, and it's a classic, and everybody loves it. I was watching everyone go stupid for Second Sucks, and it genuinely felt like I was watching my girlfriend get gangbanged by 3 dudes with massive dicks. I was so upset. Before moving forward, I do want to talk about the closing off. So festivals are obviously different because festivals, 1, it's an all-day thing, and 2, you're seeing a shitload of bands. So it does make sense if like tickets are over $100 for festivals, especially because there's so many bands to pay, so many roadies. There's a bunch of stage setup because it's typically at like, well, depending on the fest, right? Something like Not Fest, Warped Tour, they set up these big stages and shit like that. So it makes sense why it's like, it could be a couple $100, especially if you have like huge bands. Like We Were Young Fest, it makes sense that it's expensive because they have all these huge bands that everyone wants to see, you know? Sports also do have celebrities that will pay copious amounts of money for a ticket because they have a lot of money. Obviously, if anyone wants to get them most money. Yeah, I think, all right. So I guess the biggest difference is watching a sports game. Not to say watching a band isn't a luxury, but it's more like socially like a thing of like, yeah, people with money do this. How often do we see like X celebrity at courtside during X team game, right? Which, by the way, if I was like the Knicks and I see somebody like, I don't know, I look up to a celebrity watching me, I would feel too much pressure. I would flop. I would fumble. I guess like, so talking about the actual like tickets, yeah, it is like prices that Ticketmaster themselves are setting, and they're not resales, which is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, dude. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised that these aren't sold out. Hold on, let me click one. Are they resale? Pit sold out though. It's very annoying, to be honest, how expensive shows are. CEO of Live Nation is a dipshit because instead of like saying, hey, sports are expensive, we should lower those prices because this doesn't make sense, he says, hey, sports are expensive, we should higher music prices, because that makes a lot more sense, right? So ridiculous.
Oh, and join the Discord, link in description.